Okay, hello. This is your Organized Chaos quarterly call. We are really just working through creating some goals for the next quarter, October, November, and December, which is crazy town. Normally on this call, I'm gonna keep it real short today. I'm gonna give you tips and tools, and then you can put those to use on your own. Just because I feel like we are out of time to get too much into the weeds. Okay, so the quarterly call is really honestly a way to ensure that you are I'm sorry, just when you read something, you're like, wait, don't stay focused, Kim. Otherwise your brain's gonna be everywhere. Anyway, so we want to make sure that we are staying in our lane you've got like every time we go to plan a new month, there's already goals created. This is one of those things that, so like December, actually, let's look at the calendar. We'll put our next one on here. December, we always do it about 2 weeks out. And the reason for that is because sometimes it takes a little preparation before the month is over. This is also where I put my quarterly goals. So this is December right here. There's December. We're going to put that on there. But for now, we're going to write on here right now real quick, quarterly goal planning, and that will be the 17th of December. And you can imagine this will be, oh, actually, I know that everyone's been asking if we are going to do a virtual retreat, and I'm trying. I feel like life is just a little bit busier these days, that it's a little bit more challenging. We do have our in-person retreat here in 2 weeks where we will do a yearly planning, so that when it comes to quarterly planning, you're already kind of ahead of your game because you already know what you're working with. So here's what I want you to do. So first, you're going to go through and you're going to just, put all your calendars in, get your October calendar filled out, get your November calendar filled out, get your December calendar filled out. And don't get me wrong, we will do monthly calls where we do this all anyway, but at least you have it, there somewhere. So you can take a minute and put all of those dates on your calendars. I am not going to do it right now just because we are what we are here. I am going to look ahead and just make sure, like birthday wise, coming up, if there's anybody's birthdays that I'd like to take care of this week, which there is one. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Okay. So that would be your first thing. Okay. You get your dates, all your stuff on your planner. And then, okay, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. And as I do, I want you to think about your goals for the quarter. And again, I write this right at the bottom of December's calendar. So that way, when you go to December, by the time you get to December, you should be like way ahead of your game. Okay. So, what are your goals for September or for October, November, December? I'm going to do family photos. I'm going to put on here count every dollar. That's a family goal. Okay. And as you are thinking, I'm going to give you some thoughts. What are some goals for your home for the next 3 months? I know mine is, I'd like to do a basement declutter, boys' room declutter, and I want that done before November because their birthdays are all in November, and I would like to be ahead of that. Basement declutter, boys' room declutter. What else in your home? These could be like toys, anything. You can, decluttering, you could think of cleaning schedules, you could think of a better organization system for your pantry, you could think of, let's move into your health. You could talk about maybe it's, you want to finally start that plan and really stick to it and own in on it. Maybe you want to start running. Maybe you want, now that the weather is changing, you kind of decide what that looks like. And the cool thing is when you do this at the beginning of the year or the end of the year this year, hopefully with me, we will talk about what are some of your goals for the year within your health, within your finances, within your mental health, within your relational health, within your spiritual health, with your emotional health and your occupational health. I did do this, so I'm obviously looking ahead, and I did say that I was going to have I was going to run 10K. It's going to happen. My feet have given me a run for my money. I did dial in supplements. We are removing dyes. I am finally sleeping 7 hours a night. So these are some wins here. I finally reached the income that I'm looking to be making per month. Looks like my mental health could use a little extra. I don't even know what that means. I should probably look at that. Relational, I did join a women's Bible study. Woohoo. Quarterly gatherings, definitely went on my fair amount of trips this year. It was a little aggressive. The one thing I need to get better at in our family is serving. So that might actually, I'm going to put that on this goals list because there is an opportunity. There's something that has been really weighing on my heart, and I'm hoping that maybe we can implement that. And then emotional, that might be a relationship with somebody or something that you need to let go of, or maybe you talk to a therapist about whatever. And then your occupational goals. It's interesting. I wrote this last October, and it's been a very different year than I anticipated. So here's the cool thing about, and this is kind of the best part about quarterly planning, is you don't want your year end, your final quarter to be full. And what I mean by that is these next 3 months are very, in my opinion, they're like bucket building, memory creating months, and you want to be as present as possible. And you know what, even if you aren't like thinking ahead and you want to be as present as possible, your life is going to require it, because it's so much moving parts on what you've got going. And so I want to encourage you that your last quarter of the year, you better hope that your goals are really just like simplified. So something I'm going to do, I've always done presents like this. So my boy's birthday is in November, and then our Christmas is in December. So it's a lot, but a lot of times our birthday is it's more like stuff that's needed. And then of course, Christmas is more whatever, but, I'm going to put Christmas cards on here. What my plan is to take 1 week per kid starting in September. So September 1st, October 1st. Wow. September literally just like blipped and it was over. So starting October 1st, I'm going to take each 1 week per kid, per member of the family, and I'm going to create a gift. I'm going to basically purchase their gifts for all the things. At least create a list. Have the conversation on Sunday with my husband. So we have a need-a-knee on Sunday. Have the need-a-knee. Talk about that kid specifically, and really talk about how we can, what are some blessings that we can bless him with this year, etc., or her. And that, I think, will alleviate. Christmas is so stressful, and I want to encourage you I encourage you to have a need-a-knee with your spouse every Sunday. Get on the same page, write down where you're at, write down what you guys need to work on. And one thing I'd love to add to that is have the conversation with your spouse now about what are some expectations that you would like, or maybe that you have for Christmas. Trying to create a peaceable Christmas. So things that you want to have, like maybe things that stress you out about Christmas that maybe you could lock up now. Things that maybe you want to change and makes. You guys okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to close this door.
What's wrong? Just close it.
Okay.
Just push it closed. There you go. What are some things that maybe you want to change? What are some things that you want to do differently? Maybe it really stresses out your spouse to have like no Christmas presents purchased by the December 1st or whatever. But the more you can have these conversations now, the better you will be come Christmas. And have the expectation about all of it. Halloween, Thanksgiving, get kind of on the same page with what is needed for you and your spouse to really enjoy the season, because it will only make it that much better. It will only add to what it is that you're trying to do. And I feel like you will you'll walk away and be so much more prepared for that season. So the best thing that you can do for the October, November, December is be ahead of the chaos. If you're leaving a project to like, oh, I'll get to that later, I'm going to tell you right now that the get to that later won't work out, because you will be in a constant state of not enough time, not enough moments, not enough, because it's too busy. It's busy. It's crazy. And you don't want to get to that place. So if you can get ahead of it now, I think you will be that much more ready to rock and roll. I think that that's all that once you create those quarterly goals, then as you create your October list, you're going to go pull from those goals and break it down from October, November, December, so that you're not, you're constantly in a state of moving your home forward, your businesses, your life, your potential, your marriage. But if you're already ahead of the game, maybe you needed to add date night, or maybe you need to add in, more sexy time, or maybe you need more, bats, more mental health. Maybe you need to figure out a way to give yourself a little bit of a break. Make sure that those things are communicated and are on your goals list, and then just do little things as you can, but at least then you're moving towards some things that are going to be healthy. Because if you think about it, as you create a year of ways to, it's not like these are the things that you have to do every day, right? These are like the things that are either going to add growth to your life or your family or whatever. And then then you're more prepared. Think of like the next year, you're going to have that much more to add to your life. You're going to be gleaning a little bit more. You're going to be adding a couple more things. And each time you do that, you're just kind of giving your life that little bit extra. And that's really special. So, okay. I think that's it for me, in this particular call. And, if you, have any questions at all, just hit me up on what you might need to do. But remember, a chaos is best controlled by being ahead of your chaos. So start now, June, and then you won't be so behind. Clearly there's a question for me, because there's a long all right. I hope that you get those quarterly calls, or those quarterly goals done. And if you do, tag me on the socials, and so I can share yours once you're ready to rock and roll. All right. Have the best day.